I now turn to the fiscal situation in the country in the context of the budget 2017-18. The total expenditure of the budget 2017-18 has been placed at rupees 21,47,000 crores. With the abolition of the planned non-planned classification of expenditure, the focus is now on revenue and capital expenditure. I have stepped up the allocation of capital expenditure by 25.4% over the previous year. This will have a multiplier effect and lead to higher growth. The total resources being transferred to the states and the union territories with legislature is rupees 4.11 lakh crores as against 3.6 lakh crores in the BE of 2016-17. Details of allocations for important sectors and schemes and transfer resources to the states are given in an annexure to my speech. I have made a provision of rupees 3,000 crores under the Department of Economic Affairs to implement various budget announcements and other new schemes for 2017-18. For defense expenditure, excluding pensions, I have provided, I repeat, for defense expenditure excluding pensions, I have provided a sum of rupees 2,74,114 crores, including 86,488 crores for defense capital. I have increased the allocation for scientific ministries to rupees 37,435 crores in 2017-18. For the first time, a consolidated outcome budget covering all ministry departments is being laid along with other budget documents. This will improve the accountability of the government expenditure. The FRBM Review Committee has given its report recently. The committee has done an elaborate exercise and has recommended that sustainable debt path must be the principal macroeconomic anchor of our fiscal policy. The committee has favored a debt to GDP of 60% for the general government by 2023, consisting 40% for the central government and 20% for the state governments. Within the framework, the committee has derived and recommended 3% fiscal deficit for the next 3 years. The committee has also provided for an escape clauses for deviations up to 0.5% of the GDP from the stipulated fiscal deficit target. Amongst the triggers for taking recourse to these escape clauses, the committee has included far-reaching structural reforms in the economy with an unanticipated fiscal implication as one of the factors. Although there is a strong case now to invoke this escape clause, I am refraining from doing so. The report of the committee will be carefully examined and appropriate decision taken in due course. Nevertheless, I take note of the fiscal deficit roadmap of 3% recommended by the committee for the next 3 years. I have taken into consideration the need for higher public expenditure in the context of sluggish private sector investment and slow global growth. I have kept in mind the recommendations of the committee that sustainable debt should be the underlying basis of prudent fiscal management. Considering all these aspects, I have pegged the fiscal deficit for 2017-18 at 3.2% of the GDP and remain committed to achieve 3% in the following year. With this gradual approach, I have ensured adherence to fiscal consolidation without compromising with the requirements of public investment. I have taken due care to limit the net market borrowings of the government to rupees 3.48 lakh crores after buyback much lower than rupees 4.25 lakh crores of the previous year. More importantly, the revenue deficit of 2.3% in the budget estimate of 2016-17 now stands reduced to 2.1% in the revised estimates. The revenue deficit for the next year is pegged at 1.9% as against 2% pegged in the FRBM Act. It will be our endeavor to improve upon the fiscal numbers, especially the fiscal deficit in the next year, through greater focus on quality expenditure and higher tax realization through huge cash deposits in banks triggered by demonetization.